For over 35 years, the Drop Tower has reigned supreme as one of the most terrifying flat rides out there. The concept is simple. Riders are sent to the top of a large steel tower before plummeting back down to Earth. Yet despite its simplicity, it has become a hugely popular attraction in the amusement industry. But just how tall have these towers gotten? Well, for those looking for the ultimate thrill ride, here's a list of the top 10 tallest drop tower experiences in the world. And for the sake of ranking them by pure adrenaline, I'll be organizing the list by drop height, so the antenna, foundation, and other parts of the structure won't be counted unless there's a tie in drop height. To put it bluntly, we're here for how big these drops can be, so let's get started. Number 10. AtmosFear at Sweden's Liseberg. Located in Sweden's second largest city, Göteborg, this massive attraction looks quite different from other drop towers out there. That's because when it was first built, it wasn't intended to be a thrill ride at all. Decades after the park's original advertising tower was burned down by a pyromaniac in 1938, park officials wanted to build a new tower in its honor. Eventually, officials decided on a massive 381-foot observation tower by Austrian manufacturer Wagner Bureau. This ride, named the Liseberg Tower, would slowly take guests to the top, giving them a scenic view of the surrounding area before bringing them back down. It would operate as an observation tower from 1989 all the way until 2010. That year, the attraction was closed, and Swiss manufacturer Intamin stepped in to give it a complete makeover. Intamin would take this relaxing experience and transform it into a heart-pounding thrill ride named AtmosFear. While the structure itself is still over 300 feet, a lot of that is the massive antenna on top. Still though, it takes passengers to a max height of 295 feet in the air before the final plunge. On the way down, you'll hit a top speed of 68 miles per hour, and by the time you hit the bottom, you may need a few moments to compose yourself. Overall, this tower's unique appearance and fascinating history make it just one of many Swedish attractions worth checking out. Number 9. Voltrum at Germany's Bayern Park. Germany is known for having some of Europe's greatest amusement and theme parks. In this country, even the smallest parks have some truly memorable attractions. One such small park is Bayern Park in the German state of Bavaria. Starting off as a wildlife park and playground in 1985, this park has since grown its lineup to feature a variety of different attractions. Among its top thrill rides are its launch roller coaster Freischütz, and just recently, a drop tower named Voltrum. Built by Austrian manufacturer Funtime, this ride model is known as a Skyfall. On the way up the tower, the seats rotate around the structure, giving a full view of the surrounding area. Perhaps the most terrifying thing about this tower is that it doesn't stop when it reaches the top. This makes it hard to predict when exactly the drop will be, and the sudden shift of momentum makes the descent even more gut-busting than usual. In total, you'll drop 305 feet, making this the tallest drop tower experience in all of South Germany. When it comes to Bavarian thrills, this ride is undoubtedly unbeatable. Number 8. Falcon's Fury at Florida's Busch Gardens, Tampa. Although it's not the tallest drop tower on Earth, many thrill seekers consider it among the best. Planning for this attraction began in 2011, the same year that Cheetah Hunt opened to the public. That year, rumors started to grow of a 200-foot tall drop tower similar to Mock Tower at sister park Busch Gardens Williamsburg. However, as the details became more clear, the ride would exceed everyone's expectations. Located in the Pantopia section, this tower was built on the former site of the park's Sandstorm ride. Instead of just 200 feet, the ride would end up being 335 feet tall, with a total drop height of 310 feet. At first, this ride seems like just another drop tower, but this particular ride model has a little something extra to up its intensity. The ride model is known as a sky jump, and like AtmosFear, it was built by the fine folks at Intamin. After reaching the top, your seat will tilt backwards into a face-down position, literally forcing you to look down. At this point, the restraint system is the only thing keeping you from a deadly drop downwards. All of a sudden, the clutch is released, and gravity will take you back down at 60 miles an hour. Just before reaching the bottom, the seats will swing back into place. This certainly isn't your grandmother's drop tower. Its height, tilting seats, and overall intensity make it a must-do for thrill seekers. If you get a chance to visit this park, see if you can handle this massive masterpiece. Number 7. Donjon de l'Extrême at France's Nigloland. Among French amusement parks, Nigloland is among the most popular in the country. This park has something for everyone, with small family attractions and, of course, a solid selection of thrill rides. These attractions include their new water coaster Krampus Expedition, their airtime-packed coaster Alpina Blitz, and a fun-time drop tower named Donjon de l'Extrême. Also known as Extreme Dungeon in English, this tower is themed to a castle turret with a decorative piece on top. It is currently the tallest drop tower in all of France, with a total drop height of 312 feet. At the time of its opening, it was also the tallest rotating drop tower in the world, giving passengers a beautiful panoramic view of the French countryside. By all accounts, this tower was a huge success when it debuted in 2016, with Nigloland drawing 600,000 guests that year. And at a cost of over 6 million euros, it's safe to say it was well worth the money. Number 6. La Venganza del Enigma at Spain's Parque Warner Madrid. Located in Spain's capital city, Parque Warner Madrid features a wide variety of attractions themed to various Warner Bros. Brands. In a way, it's much like a Six Flags park, featuring attractions based on the Looney Tunes and DC Comics characters. There's even a Batman the Ride clone named Batman Arkham Asylum. In addition, another Batman-themed ride is a massive drop tower complex named La Venganza del Enigma. This attraction is based on the famous Riddler, who is known as the Enigma in Spain. So in other words, the ride's name translates to Riddler's Revenge in English, sharing the same name as the Magic Mountain stand-up coaster. Built by American manufacturer S&S Sansei, this model, known as a combo tower, offers 3 different experiences to passengers. First, there's the space mode, which launches you up the tower with the power of compressed air. Then there's the turbo mode, which takes you to a max height of 328 feet before dropping you back to Earth. Finally, there's the combo mode, which lets you experience both space mode and turbo mode in one ride experience. So you'll be launched upwards, fall back down, be slowly lifted up the tower, then dropped, all without having to get back in line. You certainly can't go wrong with a 3-for-1 deal, and this ride has plenty of thrilling variety to it. Quick note, the number 6 spot was originally Bluefall Japan Sea Paradise. Sadly though, I found out that it actually closed 2 years ago while doing the research for this video. Anyway, number 5, Highlander at Germany's Hansa Park. This ride sits at yet another well-known German park. For the most part, Hansa Park is known by coaster enthusiasts for having one of the world's best 1-2 punches, with the Oath of Khernon and Escape of Novgorod roller coasters. But while these coasters have received widespread acclaim, they're not the only notable thrill rides at this park. In 2019, the park debuted a new Scottish-themed area named Beautiful Britain. This area features theming and scenery based on the historic Eilean Donan Castle, and in addition to its pre-existing Nessie roller coaster, the centerpiece of this area is an enormous fun-time drop tower named Highlander. With a drop height of 338 feet, this ride stands as the tallest drop tower in all of Europe. Like Extreme Dungeon, the seats rotate around the tower on the way up. And like Falcon's Fury, the ride also features tilting seats. Though they only tilt 30 degrees down, it's still a unique feature that adds even more terror to this attraction. Needless to say, this drop tower was an amazing addition for the park. Perhaps Funtime can build an exact clone of it somewhere and name it Highlander 2: The Quickening. Number 4, the Giant Drop at Australia's Dreamworld. This ride has a fascinating history because it actually used to share its structure with a record-breaking roller coaster. In 1996, Intamin began construction of Dreamworld Tower. This enormous steel structure would feature 2 rides. The first was Tower of Terror, a humongous shuttle coaster. Built by Intamin, this simple design launched guests up the side of the tower before gravity took them back down. At a top height of 377.3 feet and a top speed of 100 miles per hour, it once stood as the tallest and fastest operating roller coaster on Earth. It was also the first roller coaster on Earth to hit 100 miles per hour and the first to be over 300 feet. A year after Tower of Terror debuted, another attraction would open on the tower. This ride, named the Giant Drop, would be 2 drop towers built perpendicular to the coaster. Each tower features an 8-person floorless gondola, both of which take passengers 377 feet in the air before the thrilling plunge. Dreamworld would close the coaster, then named Tower of Terror 2, in 2019. Fortunately, the drop towers remain in place to thrill park guests. And here's an interesting fact. The tower is actually hollow, featuring an enormous staircase built to give workers access to the rides. Just imagine how much leg power it would take to climb all the way to the top. Number 3. Lex Luthor Drop of Doom at California's Six Flags Magic Mountain. This tower is extremely similar to the Giant Drop. Just like the former, it too sits perpendicular to an Intamin launched shuttle coaster, sharing the same structure. This coaster, named Superman Escape from Krypton, opened to the public just weeks after Tower of Terror did in 1997. It swiftly took the record as the tallest coaster on Earth at 400 feet, being the first one ever to reach that height. However, while the Giant Drop premiered the year after Tower of Terror, Lex Luthor wasn't built until 15 years after Superman's opening. On September 1st, 2011, Six Flags would announce the attraction in a press release, calling it, quote, another one for the history books. Months of construction later, the ride would open to the public. This tower would take guests to a top height of 400 feet, following in the footsteps of Superman as the first drop tower to hit that mark. What really makes this ride stand out is how truly surreal the view is. Six Flags Magic Mountain is located in Valencia, California, and is surrounded by huge mountains. It's like being on another planet, which is fitting for a roller coaster themed to Lex Luthor. After reaching the top height, you'll plunge downwards, eventually reaching a top speed of 85 miles per hour. And just when it seems like you're about to crash through the Earth's surface, the brakes will kick in, and you'll be absolutely stunned at what you just experienced. An absolute must-do for sure. Number 2. Free Fall at Florida's Icon Park. In 2019, officials at Orlando's Icon Park announced 2 record-breaking attractions. These would be the world's tallest slingshot ride and the world's tallest freestanding drop tower. This modern amusement park is also home to a 400-foot tall observation wheel. In December 2021, it became home to the record-breaking Free Fall. This ride is the exact same model as Highlander, and it too features seats that tilt 30 degrees. However, this one is much taller, with a top drop height of 400 feet. This is the same drop height as Lex Luthor, but what breaks the tie here is the structural height. While Luthor's structural height is 415 feet, Free Fall stands at a structural height of 430 feet. This is because of a decorative wind dancer placed on top of the tower, which lights up at night. This ride only adds to the city's stacked resume. Number 1. Zumanjaro Drop of Doom at New Jersey's Six Flags Great Adventure. After the success of Lex Luthor Drop of Doom, Six Flags decided to give yet another record-breaking coaster a thrilling addition. This time, they went east to Kingda Ka, the world's tallest operating roller coaster. First opening in 2005, this coaster stands at 456 feet tall, taking guests up an enormous top hat. And in 2014, Six Flags affixed not 1, not 2, but 3 drop towers to this element. Interestingly enough, in order to construct the queue for this ride, the park had to tear down their old Rolling Thunder roller coaster, with the exception of a small segment. As for the ride itself, Zumanjaro doesn't mess around. After boarding, passengers are lifted to a top height of 415 feet. Just when you think you're at the top, you go even higher. Eventually, you finally reach the top and are met with a vast sweeping view. As you drop down, you'll gain more and more speed, eventually hitting 90 miles per hour. And when the brakes kick in, you'll be absolutely stunned at what you just experienced. Six Flags Great Adventure is well known for its awesome coaster collection, and Zumanjaro serves as yet another grade A thrill ride in its lineup. Before we wrap things up, I just want to give a special shout out to my new Patreon supporters. Verbal shoutouts start at the gold tier, so if you don't hear your name, it will be listed at the end of the video. Here is a special shout out to Rachel for Harlow. Thank you all so much, and if you want to support me on Patreon, you can do so once again at the link in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or you can check out my website at themeparkcrazy.com. This is Theme Park Crazy, and I'll see you all next time.